Hi, guys. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Mike.
It's day 2 of our trend unit. I think a lot of our listeners like to hear what the trends are. I get excited, too, because a lot of times, Mike, I've not heard of some of these things.
And if you kind of don't pay attention for a few weeks, the trend has come and gone.
Sometimes.
It's old news
It's
a few
true.
months after it arrives. But yeah, yesterday we were reading about a new trend that kind of came to us through YouTube, which is the way a lot of trends do come to us. And it's these mukbang videos that kind of started out of Korea. And basically it's videos of people eating food. You know,
A lot of food.
A lot of food.
A lot of
Sometimes
fattening
huge
food.
amounts of food. Sometimes you're watching them because, you know, it's just interesting to see people try to eat that much food. Other times you're interested because you don't know what they're eating. You've never seen that food.
Can I give you an example of one that I saw?
Sure, yeah.
It's the 3 that I was talking about. Trisha, Zach, and Nick.
Okay.
And they had 10 packages of instant noodles from Korea.
Oh, my gosh.
And the flavor was fire, so it's very spicy.
Yeah.
And they spent at least 5 minutes just trying to coat the noodles with the sauce. And then they ate it, and all their mouths were orange, and they weren't talking to each other. And I thought,
oh, my gosh.
are you serious? It was a very popular video.
Wow. Was it a competition to see who could eat the spicy noodles faster?
Yeah.
Or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah.
They all seem to do okay with the spice level.
Right.
I'm not good with fire. I think Korean food can be off the charts.
Yeah, some of it can be very spicy.
Very
so there are those
spicy.
sort of challenging food or challenging meals that you want to see if a person can eat successfully. But then there's also this idea that people these days are more and more lonely.
Yeah.
We spend more time on our own. Our jobs force us to move to new places. It's hard to meet people. And so people sometimes watch these videos just for company, just to have someone to sort of share some time with.
Kinda
and, you
sad.
know, they kind of become friends or almost form a relationship with the people on the internet. And, of course, you can write the messages and maybe they'll respond even live.
Yeah, we all like different forms of entertainment, as we talked about.
Yep.
As we always do, guys, we're going to read through today's lesson, and then we'll be back to talk about some of these terms and maybe about how we feel about some of these things. The success of mukbang points not only to our need for company, but also to conversations people are having around food and body image. In some cultures, women in particular are expected to eat delicately and choose lighter or healthier foods. Female mukbangers such as Taiwan's Qian Qian and Japan's Kinoshita Yuka challenge these expectations by eating large quantities of high-calorie foods with heavy flavors, such as huge bowls of spicy noodles or trays of chicken wings. Seeing mukbangers indulge in these massive meals has helped some viewers with negative body image change their relationship with food. YouTuber Eric the Electric has spoken openly about how making mukbang videos helped him overcome his anorexia and grow more comfortable eating with others. Many who comment on his and other people's videos also say that watching mukbang has helped them develop better appetites and see food as something to be enjoyed. For others, however, mukbang culture can be a double-edged sword. There are worries among health experts about the effects it could have on people with bulimia or binge eating disorders. Some mukbangers have admitted to routinely starving themselves in order to later satisfy viewers by hosting enormous mukbangs. Viewers and would-be mukbangers discuss online whether mukbang stars throw up their meals between videos. This potential encouragement of unhealthy eating behaviors could be dangerous. As a social activity or as a way to change people's relationship with food, mukbang culture says a lot about what we value. No matter how we tune in, it's essential to be aware of what this eating culture can communicate, for better or for worse. Okay, guys, let's get started. We're talking about the mass appeal with mukbang. Mass is just a huge group of people, and you're appealing to a lot of people, meaning you are doing something that they find interesting or entertaining, and that's why mukbang, which started out quite a while ago, is still popular. I know one of the Americans I was watching, Trisha Paytas, she started when she was 18, and she was saying she's 31 now.
Wow.
And is still doing very well.
Jeez, she's been doing it for more than 10 years.
Craziness, huh?
I haven't even watched one of her videos. I gotta get busy.
I hope that when they're not making videos, they're eating healthy food.
I hope they're at the gym.
I don't know about that.
Maybe you could start a new trend where you do mukbang while running on a running machine.
Yeah.
Slightly healthier?
Yeah, or maybe talk about clean eating rather than all this junk food.
Eating giant salads instead of giant bowls of noodle. But that's not as interesting as watching someone eat a 5-pound cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Or a pizza,
French fries
bigger than the room. Oh. But yeah, people are doing it, but it does bring up these questions around food and body image, right? Body image is sort of what people think is attractive. And how if you put on a few pounds, someone might say, oh, you're fat, or do you have your bikini body for the summer ready? All that kind of stuff. People do feel pressure from their friends, from, all the good-looking people on the internet or in entertainment to, have the perfect body. If you're a guy, you got to have lots of muscles. If you're a girl, you got to be, skinny but sexy at the same time and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of it's not really that healthy and not necessarily what you feel comfortable or what your body wants to do, but there are these pressures from society and people around us and all that. And as it says, in some cultures, women in particular are expected to eat delicately and choose lighter or healthier foods. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people would kind of look at a woman eating a giant steak and go, really? What's wrong with you? But a woman eating a little salad or a little sandwich with vegetables in it, that's considered, that's the right food for a woman to eat, It's not, of course, true or accurate or even scientifically sound, but that's the pressure people feel. So when we talk about eating delicately, we could be talking about eating in a very graceful way, taking small bites, chewing with your mouth closed, pretending you're eating with the queen or something like that. But also eating light or healthy foods is this other idea. And that would be like, salads and things that aren't fried or
steamed
cheesy,
food, steamed veggies.
Food, steamed fish, and a bowl of, thin soup or something like that, rather than a giant pepperoni pizza and a steak sandwich or something.
So we've got a couple here that are mukbangers, and they're females. One from Taiwan, Chen Chen, and then in Japan they've got Kinoshita Yuka, and they challenge these expectations. And Mike just talked about common expectations for women out in public is that they eat very little and they're very delicate. They don't eat as quickly as the men. The men eat the big fat steak and everything, and we're eating salads. Not necessarily. There are some women, too, that have very fast metabolisms, and they can eat more. If you have expectations, people will often have expectations for example, their children. They want them to do well in school and get a good job. You might have your own expectations for yourself. I don't want to get too fat. I want to exercise as much as possible, get a good amount of sleep. So your expectations are things beliefs that you think you should do or the way you should react, some of your behavior. So these two women, though, they're challenging this. They're going, yeah, that might be what you think I should do, but that's not what I'm going to do. I want to be different. So they're eating large quantities of high-calorie foods, which are typically unhealthy, I'll be honest. They've got a lot of heavy flavors, cream, spice, things that sometimes can upset your stomachs as well. And here are 2 examples. Huge bowls of spicy noodles. I was talking about, the Korean noodles that the flavor on it just says fire.
Oh, my gosh.
Which means very, very hot.
And they're eating
spicy.
A bowl that's as big as a sink in your bathroom.
Oh, it's
sort
huge,
of thing.
huge.
Gosh.
And then trays of chicken wings, which
Wow.
are deep fried. That's why they're so delicious.
And I used to work at Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I can tell you that 24 pieces of chicken will fit on a tray. So eating a tray of chicken wings, it could be like 24, 30.
Easy.
But there you go. So this is a lot of high-calorie food. But as you can see, this challenges expectations of what, young women especially should be eating. But for mukbangers, they're interested in challenging expectations. It says seeing mukbangers indulge in these massive meals has helped some viewers with negative body image change their relationship with food. Interesting. So watching the mukbangers, when you indulge in something, you're doing something a little bit naughty, all right? Something that other people might say, you shouldn't be doing that, but you're doing it because you want to, because maybe you're in a good mood.
Makes you feel good.
Yeah, you might indulge in a fattening meal after you've, done something that was difficult, passed a test or graduated. It's your birthday. You should indulge in all your favorite things. It's not always bad, but eating these large meals for these women helps the viewers, the people watching, who have negative body image. Maybe the people watching are a little overweight, and they're like, I can't stop eating, and I feel like the only person in the world who likes to eat all this junk food. And then they see other people doing it, and then they start to think about what they do and how they do it. They don't feel so alone. And it might also give them the courage to say, I'm going to change a little bit. I'm going to try to be a little bit healthier. And they actually do have one example of a mukbanger who did get over a really difficult challenge in his life.
Yeah, anorexia is pretty scary, to be honest. It's people who look at their bodies and all they see is themselves as very fat.
Yeah.
But they could literally weigh, 50 pounds less than they should.
Yeah.
But they keep looking at themselves and they think, I'm just too fat. It's not really a physical problem.
No.
It's more of a mental issue. And their families can tell them, they need to eat more. Their friends, they don't listen because they feel like they're being lied to because they literally look in the mirror and see fat, fat, fat. Now,
and some of them can starve themselves to death.
Oh, you can kill yourself.
They can die because of this if it gets too bad.
It hurts your heart, number one, and it doesn't matter if you're 12 or, 35. You can still kill yourself with anorexia. To overcome something, guys, is a word we use, which means we worked at something that was a problem for us or some sort of difficulty, and we succeeded.
Yay!
So this is a big deal. If you overcome anorexia, we're going to talk about bulimia or binge eating in a minute, too. It's similar, but actually they eat more food. So he was able to overcome this, I think, just by watching others enjoy, eating these big meals with people that probably they had never met before. You don't know most of your followers. That gave him the ability to become more comfortable with eating around others. One of the things that anorexics do is they will only eat in private.
Oh,
so,
okay.
and they'll often come to dinner and say, I ate already.
Yeah, I'm not so hungry.
Yeah, but it's a really scary thing, and it takes a lot of therapy to get over it, actually.
But by watching other people eating, he kind of got over his anorexia, or it helped him get over that. He probably had help from other people too, and he grew comfortable eating with others. And then it says many who comment on his and other people's videos also say that watching mukbang has helped them develop better appetites. So they watch these things and they see people eating, and maybe even some of the food they're watching people eat looks so good, they're like, I don't want to eat, but that looks really good. And it can help them have a healthier appetite and a healthier relationship with food. They see food as something to be enjoyed and not something to be afraid of or to run away from or to lie about eating, but something that can be enjoyed in a healthy way.
Okay, guys, this is probably a good time to take a break. We're a little late today, but we're going to listen to our Chinese teacher, and then we'll be back to continue talking about mukbang.
Hello everyone, my name is Tina. 我们继续昨天吃播文化的主题，在今天的第一个句子写着 The success of mukbang points not only to our need for company, but also to conversations people are having around food and body image. 所以吃播的成功呢，不仅怎么样，而且怎么样。这里同学有没有看到 not only, but also? 首先呢，它指出了我们对于陪伴的需求。除此之外呢，它也涉及了人们围绕着食物跟身体意象所进行的谈话、对话。首先来看一下 company， 在这里呢是不可数名词，解释成为陪伴或者是友情。那么延伸来说，也可以解释成为你的同伴们或者是朋友们。我们常常说啊 ，people are judged by the company they keep， 指的就是呢观其友，知其人的意思。所以吃播的成功呢，不仅表明了我们对陪伴的需求，那么也谈到了我们跟食物以及身体意象所进行的谈话对话。接着来看到第二段的第一个句子提到 Seeing mukbangers indulge in these massive meals has helped some viewers with negative body image change their relationship with food。这里的主词很长，从 seeing 开始一直到 meals， 也就是看到吃播主沉浸在这些大量的餐食当中，这一件事情帮助了这一些的观众，而这个观众是 with negative body image， 帮助这些对身体有负面意向的观众呢，可以帮助他们怎么样？To change， 这里的 to 省略掉，改变了他们跟食物之间的关系。这句子很长，真正的动词就是 has helped 这些人 to change 他们跟食物的关系。我们来注意一下 indulge 这个动词。Indulge 有沉迷或者是放纵自己的意思，那么后面常常加上介系词 in。举例来说 Once in a while, he indulged in a bottle of good wine。 也就是说，偶尔呢，他也会享受一下喝上一瓶好酒。同样一段最后一个句子提到 Many who comment on his and other people's videos also say that watching mukbang has helped them develop better appetites and see food as something to be enjoyed。 在这里提到一位 YouTuber， 他坦诚呢制作这样的吃播影片，帮助他克服自己的厌食症。而这句则是提到 many， 我们可以从 who 开始括号，括到呢 videos。 许多在他和其他人影片当中留言的这些人也说 also say， 说什么呢？后面 that 子句呢是 say 的受词。他们说啊，观看吃播呢可以帮助他们养成更好的胃口。这里我们用的是develop better appetites， 而且呢，也可以帮助他们把食物视为是该被享用的事物。Appetite 当作名词，解释成为食欲跟胃口的意思。我们常说运动可以使人呢胃口大增，你就可以说 exercise gives people a good appetite.
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. Because of the time, we'll continue on rather than go back and just review everything we've talked about thus far. Mukbang is actually helping some people too, which is nice to hear because when I saw some of these videos, I thought, This doesn't make me feel like I want to be a more healthy person, but
right, eating too much junk food is not healthy.
I quite like junk food, I'll be honest.
Yeah, but for people with eating disorders who are afraid of food and are kind of starving themselves,
and see food as the enemy.
That's right. It can actually help. They sort of start to become fans of these people, and the idea of eating becomes more comfortable and more attractive. So it can help them. But on the other hand, watching people eat too much can also be a negative thing. It says, for others, however, mukbang culture can be a double-edged sword. A double-edged sword is something we use, an expression we use basically to talk about something that can be good, but also can be bad, all right? Like taking medicine can be a double-edged sword. Sure, it might help you get better from your sickness, but then it might get your body hooked on it or something like that, right? You might end up having problems from the medicine you're taking. Exercise is great for you, going to the gym, but it can also be a double-edged sword because if you hurt yourself or something like that, you could be in for, a lot of difficulty in your life. So these are things that have both good and bad sides. So what are some of the worries about mukbang culture and mukbang videos?
Well, there are worries among the health experts, it says, about the effects it could have, especially on people who have something called bulimia. People with bulimia eat lots of food, but after they eat, they go into the bathroom and force themselves to throw up everything they ate. And it ends up really destroying your esophagus, the tube where the food goes down as you swallow.
Your teeth.
It ruins your teeth. It's acid that you're, throwing up. And also, you can hurt yourself if you, in the future, want to have children. So, ladies especially, please be careful.
And men too.
It's not, men do it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Binge eating is something I did my freshman year in college.
Oh, really?
I was very thin, and I thought, I'm skinny. I can eat what I want. And my roommate and I would order tons of pizzas and sandwiches and cookies, and we'd eat so much we couldn't move.
Oh, my gosh.
It was a terrible thing to do to my body.
Right. Well, yeah, that's the kind of thing people do. Binge eating can be something that unhappy people might do. If your life's not going so well and things are making you sad for whatever reason, you eat a lot of food, especially unhealthy food, and you feel much better. You're like,
comfort food,
I hate my job or my relationship's in trouble or I'm fighting with my friend or whatever. I'll just order an extra large pizza, 2 extra large pizzas, and I'll eat those and I'll watch some soap operas and then I'll feel better. Well, you will for a moment, but then the next day you'll feel bad, you'll put on weight, you'll be eating unhealthy food. It's funny, people don't usually binge eat salads or carrots.
No.
It's always cake or fast food or something like that. So you can see that anorexia, which we talked about earlier, which is kind of starving yourself, bulimia, which is eating and then throwing up, or binge eating, which is eating lots of food that's not good for you. These are disorders. We call these eating disorders. And what is a disorder? It's basically a problem. It's kind of like an illness, but we often use this term to talk about illnesses in the mind, behavior disorders.
Yeah, it disrupts your normal physical or mental functions. Some mukbangers have admitted to routinely starving themselves in order to later satisfy viewers. I hate this idea. So if you admit to something, you confess. You tell someone you've done something that you'd rather not talk about. You confess something to be true, or, I'm feeling this way, but maybe part of you would just rather not talk about it. So they admitted to routinely doing this quite frequently as a routine, right? To starve yourself means you keep food from your body on purpose. And here it's because they wanted to make these videos, and if they kept eating normal meals, there's no way they could eat all that food that they were showing themselves eating on these videos. So that's a terrible thing to do, guys.
Yeah.
Viewers and would-be mukbangers, those are people who are out there thinking, I could have a channel like this. There would be. They discuss online whether mukbang stars actually throw up their meals between videos. That would be bulimia, guys. So as soon as they finish the video and eating 10,000 calories, they go to the bathroom and then throw it up so they can make another video. This potential encouragement of unhealthy eating behaviors could be dangerous. I think this is a sentence that's an understatement, meaning it could be stronger. I think it is a terribly dangerous thing to be showing, especially to young teens whose minds aren't fully developed, and they look at these mukbangers as stars and people to follow.
They got famous because they can eat so much but still be thin. But if they're doing it in an unhealthy way, that's not a good reason to be famous. It says, as a social activity or as a way to change people's relationship with food, mukbang culture says a lot about what we value. Absolutely. And not all of it is good.
No.
Because unfortunately today we do value people looking good or being famous, and we're not so concerned with how they got to be in that position. We just admire them for their fame and, you know, all the clicks and likes and views they have on YouTube.
Now, if you tune in, guys, that's one of our vocab words. It means you actually turn on a program. It might be tuning into a YouTube video. It would just mean going on YouTube and then clicking on that particular video. If it's live streaming, you're watching it live. It's essential to be aware of what this eating culture can communicate. If you're aware of something, you know it's happening. A lot of people are unaware of things going on around them. They don't pay attention. You need to be aware of or know what this eating culture is trying to tell you.
Right.
If you communicate with someone, you're trying to give a message to someone. It could be through words, through your actions. It could be through a note that you write. There are a lot of ways we communicate. And some of these messages can either be positive or negative and affect people for better, make them better, or worse, which is something we really don't want to happen.
It's a double-edged sword.
It is. Right now, though, someone who never has a double-edged sword, it's all positive, is our Chinese teacher. Let's listen, and then we'll be back to wrap this up.
当然也有人担心吃播文化所带来的负面影响。在第三段的第二个句子提到 There are worries among health experts about the effects it could have on people with bulimia or binge eating disorders. 那么健康专家呢，他们担心这种吃播文化对患有贪食症或嗜食症的人来讲，会有一些不好的影响。 Disorder 就是我们常讲到的失调或者是小的病痛。举例来说 She suffered from a mild stomach disorder 指的就是她患有轻度的胃病。而呢，这些是健康专家所担心的。不过什么事情都有好有坏。文章的最后一句提到 No matter how we tune in, it's essential to be aware of what this eating culture can communicate, for better or for worse. 不论我们怎么样子去看吃播这件事情，我们必须要意识到 be aware of。要意识到这样子的饮食文化，它能够传达怎么样的讯息给我们 for better or for worse 不论是好或是坏，当然自己要有一个辨别跟判别的标准存在。 OK， 以上就是今天的课文讲解，谢谢收听。
That's it, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you learned quite a bit about this trend mukbang. Be careful whatever you do. For English Digest, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Mike.
Bye.
Bye-bye.